Looks like we have everyone here for the 450 class. We'll go ahead and start with today's winner, Zach Osborne. Zach won for the first time ever in the 450 class. You've extended your lead in the championship to 26 points now. And then I know you mentioned you were also one of the few riders to use the super tire in the second moto, which seemed to pay off for you. Do you want to go ahead and give us a run through your day?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty unreal. I didn't really feel that great in the second practice. We went away from and for the first moto, I just said, I'm going to get a good start if I have it on, and I'll be able to manage it from there. So I did that, and pretty much the same carbon copy for the second moto, and it was just an unreal day for me.
Then next we have Chase Sexton, second overall in the 450 class today. Chase, your first career podium, overall podium in the 450 class. You seem to kind of be up front and in the mix throughout the day. Are these kind of results something that you expected so soon? Or has this been a little bit better start than you anticipated to your 450 career?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be kind of lying if I say it didn't happen sooner than I thought. But overall, I felt really good on the bike, so I knew I was going to have good speed, but I didn't know how consistent I'd be. So the last two races have been really good, and have been getting better starts and being up in the mix consistently. So today was good. Had a really good first moto coming from around 8th to 3rd, and then second moto had a really good start next to Zach, and got cut off a little bit by Adam and kind of shuffled back a little bit. So that was kind of a bummer, but got up to 4th, and then I had Eli behind me the last 2-3 laps. So it was definitely a fight to the finish line. And yeah, overall, I feel really good. I feel like I belong up front. So just want to keep building and get to where I want to be, and that is winning. So trying to keep climbing the ladder and having fun while I'm doing it.
And third overall today, Justin Barcia. Justin, you've had another strong weekend. You've seemed to really gotten on a roll these last couple of weekends. The speed's good. Few issues on a couple of the starts. I know Moto 2, you had quite the battle going with Adam, beginning on the first lap all the way down basically to the checkered flag. Can you walk us through your day and tell us a little bit about the intensity that you guys had going in Moto 2?
Yeah, for sure. First moto, went down on the start, came from last to 6th. So, for that moto, I laid it all on the line, used up a lot of energy. So going into the second moto, definitely didn't have the spunk I had the first moto. Made a few change setups that didn't work as I would have liked it either. So definitely, definitely didn't go as planned the second moto. Obviously I had a good ride, and definitely AC was breathing down my back the whole time. Would have liked to, redo a few little things there on setup wise, but all in all, yeah, it was a good day. It was good. It's good to be on the podium. I've been working hard and putting in really hard charging rides like that first moto. So it definitely feels good to kind of pay off, but obviously looking for a lot more out of myself and want to get up there.
We'll go ahead and open it up for questions, and we will start with Darkside.
All right, first one's for Zacho. With the success so far this season in the 450s, points leads, moto wins, overall wins, where's your confidence level? You feel like right now, I know you like to say, you're not thinking about the championship and stuff, but right now you're the man. I mean, do you feel that?
Yeah, but it's been a quick transition from, hey, I want to win some races to winning a race to winning 3 races and now being in the points lead. So for me, it's kind of just checking myself a lot, trying to stay in the moment and stay focused on what I have going on rather than thinking about other things like the championship or whatever. So it's all about sticking to the goal, which was to win races and to be in the top 5 every moto. And that's what I'm going to continue to chase.
Okay. And halfway through, I believe the first moto, either Weege or GL said you put in your fastest lap of the moto. So you're out leading, which usually you might maybe want to maintain, but you're putting in these faster laps. Did you find something, or is it just you're getting more and more comfortable? What was it?
Well, it was relatively easy, if you will, as far as conditions went today. It was 75 and sunny, so there's a lot in the tank on days like that. It's the days where it's 95 and 90% humidity where you have to pay attention and be careful and save for the second moto and all those things. So, anytime that I felt like Marv was closing on me or even in the second moto, Justin as well, I could put in some decent laps and get my gap out to where it was comfortable for me again, or where I could see those guys, kind of off the other side of me. So I was able to just respond. And like they said, I was running the scoop tire. So for me, it was a lot about managing that. I can't, override the carcass and blow that out. So there was some management on my end as well, but it was nice to be able to manage from the front and not be under pressure the whole time.
Okay. Justin, let's walk through the AC thing, man. You came down that hill fast and, kind of pushed him wide. I mean, I kind of feel like with the way you've been lately, that wasn't intentional maybe, but, walk us through it because he was certainly fired up afterwards.
Yeah, I don't really think there's much to really talk about. I was just racing. I went across a couple of ruts and I went in there hard. And I don't think, after the race, we both said good race and that was it. I think the media makes a big deal out of, my aggressive racing and, that was just good racing. And I hope to race a lot more like that, all year long. There was, we barely even touched, it looked a lot worse than it was, unfortunately, but, like I said, me and AC are cool, and after the race, we're like, good job, and it was just hard racing. We were going back and forth, and, at this point, this series is short. I'm trying to make as much points as I can every weekend, and I know everyone else is as well, so we're definitely going for it, laying it all on the line, and, it was definitely it was a close pass, I would say that, but it definitely wasn't aggressive, it was aggressive, but it wasn't dirty by any means.
All right, thanks. That's it.
Mathis?
Sorry. I guess I'll start with, actually all three of you will just go down from first, second, and third. So what's the plan for the next 2 days? Do we rest? Do we go golfing? Do we cycle? Do we watch TV? And what do we do for the next 3 days? We'll start with Zach.
Well, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and I'm going to probably watch this Tour de France stage in its entirety, which is about 5 hours. That's a lot of TV time. I'm going to go for a little 25-minute spin after that, and I'm going to come back and do nothing. And pretty much the same thing on Sunday.
Chase?
So for me, I'm actually driving back to Illinois right now since it's only like 2.5 hours away from where I'm actually originally from. So just going to hang out tomorrow, probably wake up, watch the race, and chill tomorrow. Sunday, I'll active recoveries. Obviously, I'll be doing stretching and stuff like that tomorrow, but I'll probably go for some sort of run or something like that on Monday or Sunday, and then drive back to Indiana and go do this thing over again.
All right, Justin.
Yeah, like kind of Zach said, probably watch some of the tour, do some relaxing. Got my bicycle here. My trainer Tom's here, so we'll go for a nice little dirt road ride, find some good roads up here. It's been beautiful weather, so going to enjoy that. But yeah, lots of, recovery, chilling out, doing the little things we do after the race. But no, definitely not going to rush the body or anything like that. It's, it takes a toll on the body, these races. So just a lot of chilling, a little bike riding, some stretching. Got a massage after the race today, so I'm already feeling good and going to be ready to go.
All right, thank you.
Johnny, go ahead. You're on mute.
Cool. Justin, I asked your teammate this, and generally I just would like to know what gear you guys hit in the Larocco's Leap in, and can you share your gear ratio at all?
I would like to tell you my gear ratio, but honestly, or off the top of my head right now, after a long day, I don't even know what we have for gearing on there right now. It has to be in the moment. But Yeah, I was hitting it second gear this morning when it was a little wetter, and then third gear throughout the rest of the day when it dried out. So yeah, it's interesting. Well, and they kind of changed it a little. They took down the little wall thing kind of quite a bit, so I was able to pull third a lot easier. But yeah, and this morning I was kind of second gear for the most part.
Gotcha. Chase, this one's for you. Just to try to help out some of the privateers, your bike looked like it was working really well. As far as setup goes, when the track gets rougher, are you guys going stiffer and slower? Can you elaborate at all?
Yeah. So for me, I've been actually doing a lot of bike setup and changing a lot of stuff for these races because I haven't been completely comfortable throughout every race, but I'm getting better. Obviously, my bike looks a lot better now. And with today, how rough the track was, I felt like we made some good bike setup changes, and we're doing a little bit of just trying to get the rear to not be so aggressive and come up as much in the bumps. The bike today, the track was super fast and pretty chattery, so it was hard to set the bike up for, but I feel like everyone kind of had bike not set up problems, but I don't think anybody's bike worked perfect today. But overall, I feel like we did a good job of making the best of it, and we'll go back to the drawing board for Monday. We have a few changes I want to make and make the bike settle down a little bit, but overall, I'm pretty soft in the rear, and that's kind of how I like it. So, yeah, just keep going that, or I got to stiffen up a little bit, but overall, I feel like my bike's in a decent spot.
Awesome. Thank you. And my last question is for you, Zach. Just kind of piggybacking on our host here. Last weekend, you lost 13 points to Tomac, and this weekend you made up 16 points, and now you're 12 points in the lead, and we're pretty much halfway. Has your strategy changed? Are you being more defensive? Are you paying attention to the points, or are you still charging like this is round one?
No, the goal right now stays the same. Just stack as many points as I can and be as solid as I can every moto. The situation with what we're dealing with as far as coronavirus changes every week, so we don't know when this thing's going to end or stop, and I want to be the champion at the end. So I think that right now the focus is just making as many points as I possibly can, and if we go all 9 rounds, then I want to be the champion at the end of that. So yes, I want to win this title. I don't know, there's no other two ways about that, but at the same time, I'm trying to stick to my goal of winning races and being in the top 5 every moto.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Anton?
Cool. Michael Antonovich, Swap Moto Live. This one is for Justin. You've passed more riders than anybody in the 450 class these last few weeks. The stats prove that. But I think that you probably in that position then see more riders than anybody and how the riding style has changed. To see such a big dynamic group of riders, you're passing different guys all the time. How is it for you to come through the pack and see different every day?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like the pack breaks into these groups. Obviously there's the back of the pack. And then, like today, for instance, I went through a ton of guys, and then I got to like a group where it was like a couple Suzukis and a few other guys, and then I broke from that, and then it was like Brock. I got around Brock, and then it was like a few guys started fading, so I think I got Craig the last lap, and then right in front of them it was like AC and Eli. So, and I did get really close to them as well. So, yeah, it's been kind of crazy coming through a pack like that. It's you have to be really smart and not send it in too hard. And like at Loretta's is somewhere where I started in the back the second moto, and I overrode quite a bit and made a lot of mistakes. And now I've kind of unfortunately I've had to start back a few times, so I've learned kind of to be a little more patient in the beginning and use my fitness and speed towards the end and make the passes happen at the end. But yeah, it pretty much, if you start in the back, it's hard to get past the top 5 with the way the guys are riding right now. So it's definitely been challenging. But second moto had a pretty good start, and the start thing kind of is just coming from the bike's completely different from when we were racing Supercross to now. So, and it came kind of late in testing. So it's taking me some time to figure it out, but I'm definitely getting there, and obviously I need it to come sooner than later.
Cool. Thank you. Second question is for Chase. Last week, Adam was in your position, finishing on the podium. You guys spend every week together riding. Do you guys talk a lot about rookie stuff? I mean, when you're doing these midweek practice days, do you discuss, hey, can you believe this is happening? Are you learning a lot from each other, or is it more of an insular, I have to figure this out for myself?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we ride together and train together at James Stewart's compound, but overall, I mean, we're pretty separate. Obviously, like I think we all do our own training program, and we just basically ride at the track together. So this week we didn't even ride. I rode Monday, Wednesday. He only rode Tuesday, so I didn't even get to see him this week. But overall, I think we want to beat each other very bad, and we're obviously we're rookies, but I think we don't really look at that so much. We want to beat each other, but we also want to be racing in the front. So we don't really share too much. We kind of keep to ourselves, but we mostly, like when Adam and I talk, we don't really talk about dirt bikes. We more talk about golf and whatnot. So we kind of keep the racing to talk to a minimum. So, but we obviously want to beat each other, and we've been battling a lot lately. So it's cool to see us being rookies, but overall, I think we just want to obviously be winning and on the podium. So that's the main goal for sure.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Mitch Kendra.
Mitch Kendra from RacerX. Justin, I have two questions for you real quick. So you kind of talked about having your fitness and your speed come in to play late in the motos. Do you think if you hadn't gone down in the first moto, you might have been able to give Zach a run for the win, or maybe even, obviously in the second moto you had a pretty good start, but do you think if a better start in the first moto you could have had matched the pace with him, or what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's always hard to say. I felt really good the first moto. I wish I could have started up there with Zach and, had some battling going on. The way I raced last weekend with Eli, that battle was, insane, and it was really good racing. But, you see how it changes week to week and different tracks and things like that. All in all, yeah, I would have hoped I could have battled with him up front, but it's just, hard to say there. And second moto, obviously I kind of was there in the beginning and had the opportunity to battle with Zach, and just made a few mistakes that were really costly, rode a bit tight, and just wasn't able to really ever catch back up to Zach. He like he said, he was able to hold a really good pace and keep it there. So yeah, it was definitely just something I wasn't able to close. So but all in all, yeah, I'm just I want to get better starts so I can have some more of those really good battles like me and Eli had last week.
And then my other question is going to be, you kind of touched a little bit on the bike setup, but how tough is it on a day like today where there's really rutted turns and then there's a really soft section that you guys are blowing through that one wall? What's it like? You don't want to take a step backward in the bike setup, but you're trying to search for the next best thing and improve. How tough is that on a day like today when there's kind of those varying conditions?
Yeah, it's extremely challenging. Like this morning, the track was really fast, really smooth. You got to just pay attention to who's up there and, kind of, okay, I'm going to be strong when the track gets rougher and things like that. But also, for bike setup wise, you don't want to, you want to let the track kind of come to you. You don't want to, change your bike for the conditions this morning. And then the track for the second moto for me, it changed so much. There was a lot of hard pack spots, a lot of square edge, things like that. And I actually made a really small changes to my bike that we talked about it a lot and we tried to make the right decisions. And for me, it wasn't really the right changes that I needed. So it was kind of like made me ride a little bit even tighter. So yeah, it's extremely difficult on a track like this to have the perfect setup. I wouldn't say anybody had the perfect setup today by any means. So yeah, it's just, it's hard. You don't want to make the huge changes and, kind of regret it. And I made small changes today and I was like, I wish I wouldn't have did that. So yeah, you just have to be, very careful with the bike on this kind of track.
Cool.
Thanks.
Looks like that's all the questions we have for today, guys. So I just wanted to go ahead and tell you guys thank you very much for taking the time to join us, and good job. And we'll see you guys again here in a couple of days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.